Hello, my friends. It's Jen Pittabach with By the Shore Stamping. Welcome into another episode from my channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today, I'm going to share a few tips on how to create your holiday cards with just 3 things. So a lot of times we can get overwhelmed with all the things when we're trying to design our holiday cards. And so today, I wanted to give you some hacks for how to do simple cards that are easy to mass produce for the holidays but still look really pretty. So what I'm using this today is products from the brand new Fitting Florets collection from Stampin' Up. And so I'm going to start by showing you the collection, but then we're going to go into how to create using just 3 things. So I'm not even going to use the whole collection for our projects today, but I wanted to show you it all because if you place an order this month using the host code and you like this collection, although you could use it with any products probably, I'm going to go ahead and give you a whole tutorial of all the projects I create this month using this collection. So this collection is only available for this month. Well, at least parts of it. So the pattern paper, the cute little embellishments, and this framed and festive stamp set, which is the one I'm using on my cards today, are only available during this order time frame and while supplies last. So it's from November 1st to November 30th. However, the other elements, which is this stamp set, framed florets, and the dies, those are available in our upcoming catalog as well. So these are the 3 items that you'll want to order ASAP, and this paper is gorgeous, and that's what we're going to use today. So for our cards, I am going to do a very simple project, and it will be perfect for mass producing because the 3 things you need in order to create a holiday card this year, you do not have to have all the things, you guys. I know it's very tempting, and I encourage it on some occasions, but when it comes to creating holiday cards, it can get really overwhelming if you have too many things. So I'm going to show you a couple cards using the 3 items, and I'm going to tell you in a second what they are, and then I'll show you a couple of other samples I did that are a little more stepped up, and use a little bit more of this collection. So let's start with our 3 things. So what we need is stamps, ink, and paper. That's it. Okay, so don't overwhelm yourself and think you need all the embellishments and all the dies and all the things, right? We can do stamps, ink, paper, and it would be fabulous. Of course, I'm assuming you have basics like a paper trimmer and scissors, but that's really all I used, okay? So for this super simple card, we're gonna use stamps, ink, paper. So I'm using the framed and festive stamp set, and I'm using Evening Evergreen ink, and I'm using cardstock, I'm using soft succulent Evening Evergreen and basic white, and I am going to throw in some of this beautiful patterned paper from the Fitting Florets collection, okay? So that's all we're using, stamps, ink, paper. So let me start with the stamps. Oh, I already pulled it out, actually. We're going to use Fa La La, which is from this new framed and festive stamp set. And we're going to use the Evening Evergreen ink, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this stamp as a background. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just stamp the Fa La 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 on the card base in Evening Evergreen. I have a soft succulent card base, so this ink color is actually slightly darker than the pattern or than the cardstock, but that's totally fine. I think it just adds a little more interest, and I'm not being super particular about this, so don't stress about this part. I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm trying to keep them somewhat evenly spaced, but again, don't worry about it. All right, and then we'll do, whoops, a couple more rows here. Just gonna fill those in. And we'll add these guys down here. And there we go. Okay, so I've got my stamped base, and while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and take my greeting, and I just have a piece of basic white cardstock. This measures 2 by 2.5, and I'm going to stamp that right in the middle here. Okay, easy peasy. Next, I am actually going to layer that onto a piece of soft succulent, so the same color as the ink. This measures 1/4 of an inch more than the other, so it's 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere those together. Don't mind me with my contraband adhesive today. I did so much crafting and creating this weekend for Virtual Creative Escape that I ran out of adhesive, so we are working on getting more in the house shortly. And then I did take just a small piece of the 3x4 of the gingham paper from the Fitting Florets collection, and I'm going to actually attach that to the center of that card base. It's just going to kind of separate all those words, because we've got the words. It's really the focal point of our card is this words, so I wanted to kind of separate it a little bit. Okay. Oh, and you know what I meant to do and I didn't? I was going to add a little more interest to this. Let's see if I can still do it. I'm going to crumple it up, you guys. And I may have just ruined it because it's got adhesive on it, but that's okay. And I know this is really hard for some of you, but it just adds texture when you don't have anything else, and it's super easy to do. So I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive now because I kind of crumpled it all in. And it's going to need a little bit more because of the texture. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach that down. And I'm not going to like super adhere it. I want some of those bends and folds and stuff to be apparent. And actually I may even like roll it a little bit on purpose to kind of show off a little bit of that paper. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop this on with some dimensionals. Okay. Oh, I used a whole sheet. I love when I can use up an entire sheet of dimensionals. It just makes me so happy. Whoop. And these are minis, but I'm using the edges, so it's fine. Okay. Let's do this. And I think I might actually curl up the other side if I can. I'm going to stick this here. Okay. And let's try and curl this one too. We're just going to curl that up a little bit too. Maybe a little tighter. There. See? Super simple, really fast and easy, really quick. Now, of course, knowing me, I'll probably go back and add some bling of some sort. But I think this card is totally fine just the way it is. I think your family and friends would be super impressed that you put it together. It's really fast and easy, super cute. So let me show you another one that is just stamps, ink, paper. Same products. So we use the different colors for the cardstock. So this one I used Pommy Blue, polished pink and night of navy, as well as the basic white. And I used my scissors on this one to scrape the edge of the cardstock to get that distressed look. So this one we crumpled some paper to get a little more interest. This one we scraped the edges to get a little more interest. And then again, I used a piece of that really pretty patterned paper from the Fitting Florets collection. So let me show you a couple more that are a little more stepped up and probably my usual style. So I'll actually work in reverse order. So this was the second card I made, so a lot less stuff than my original one, which I'll show you in a second. But this one has some die cutting, so I die cut the oval in soft succulent, and I added the white embossing border from the framelits. I also added some of our, whoops, and it's still a little tacky, but I added some of our enamel effects, the basic enamel effects. These are actually really great if you want a really fun touch too. You just have to have a little bit of time for those to dry. So those are still a little bit tacky because I did it just a short time ago. And then I just again used the pattern paper and a little bit of popped up with the dimensionals, and I added a little bit of stamping there as well. So you can see a little more upscale there. And then here is the piece de resistance that I started with. So this is kind of my style, I think, is to use all the things. So this one has vellum, it has the pattern paper, it has those enamel effects. I die cutted some of the leaves, and I die cut the flowers and colored those, popped those up. I added some of those enamel effects again. I also colored in the little berries on that paper to match the pink. So this is kind of a non-traditional color scheme, but I really like how it came out. I used my black StazOn to stamp on the vellum, and then I added the From All of Us on regular cardstock there too. So you can see there is some great variation in these 4 samples, but these will be 4 of the projects included in the tutorial for this month. So if you decide to order this collection, which is again only available November 1st through the 30th, and then just the stamps and dies will be in the new catalog, not the holiday ones, not the pattern paper, and not the embellishments. So these are only while supplies last this month. So if you like this pattern paper and you like those, I love the font on this holiday stamp set too. Those are things you'd want to grab really soon and really fast because they're while supplies last. And like I said, if you use the host code this month, you'll get the tutorials for all of the projects I make this month featuring this suite. So you'll have lots and lots of ideas as we move forward with this bundle. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you like those cards. And again, I really think some of these two cards are just as beautiful as the 2 here, which add all the extras, right? So these are super easy to mass produce, just some cutting and some stamping, and you're pretty much good to go. So don't overcomplicate your holiday cards as you're thinking about that now that we're past October. I know that's on my brain right now, and we're going to be closing in on Christmas and Hanukkah and all of those holidays so quickly. So if you usually do hand stamped cards for those holidays, make sure you start thinking about that now, and I'm going to be giving you tips over the next week or so you can get those done and in the mail way ahead of time, because that's my goal this year. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Thursday for my Thursday throwdown on my Facebook page, which is By the Shore Stamping. And of course, if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button, and if you really want to make my day, go ahead and click subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great week. Bye for now.